Welcome to part 2 of my notes on fraction, decimal, and percent conversions. So I'm at about the middle of page 16. So now we're going to look at changing a fraction to a percent. So the first thing we want to do is change it to a decimal. Remember, we can use friendly fractions or long division. Then we can change to a percent by moving 2 places to the right. So let's look at the first example. We have 1 and 5/6. Okay, is 5/6 a friendly fraction? No, it is not. So we're going to do the long division down here where I have a little room. And the top number slides down and the bottom number climbs the ladder. So can 6 go into 5 evenly? No, so put a 0. 0 times 6 is 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. Put in your decimal and bring it straight up. Put in 3 zeros and bring down. 6 goes into 50 8 times. 8 times 6 is 48. 50 minus 48 is 2. Drop in a 0. 6 goes into 20 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. Drop in a 0. 6 goes into 20 3 times. So what's happening here? Good. The 3 is repeating. So let's take a look here. So we have 0.83 repeating. Now, look here. Okay, if I change this to a percent, I'm going to move it 1, 2 to the right, correct? Okay, but notice what number is here? A 3. So watch what's going to happen. I'm going to move it 1, 2 to the right. So it's 83 point. Well, we know there's a 3 here because this 3 is repeating. I don't drop in a 0. So this would look like 83.3 repeating percent. Okay, so a lot of times when something's repeating, people will look at this and change this rather than writing it like this first, and they'll go 1, 2, oh, this is repeating, so I got to put a bar over it, so 83.3 repeating percent. Okay, let's look at the next example. Oh, wait a second. What did I forget here? Good, I forgot to put the 1 in. Okay, so when we go back to here, okay, I should have had, and let's go ahead and fix this, I should have had a 1 here. Okay, now we're good. Now 8/25, can I turn that in, I've already passed tenths, so can I turn it into hundreds? The answer is yes. So I can multiply top and bottom by 4, and I get what? 32 hundredths. What's the decimal for that? 0.32. And I can just move it 2 to the right. So what percent is that? 32%. Now, because this was a friendly fraction, I didn't even need to change it to a decimal. If I have 32 over 100, what's percent out of 100? So if I have 32 out of 100, then I know that that is 32%. Okay, now let's do our last section, percent to fraction. So let's move down to the bottom here. It says change to a decimal, then change to a fraction. Simplify if you can. Okay, whoa. So 108%. I want to change it to a decimal, so I know when I think of DP, I've got to move it 2 to the left. So I'm going to start here since there's no decimal, and I'm going to move it 1, 2. So we have 1 and 8 hundredths. Now how would I write 1 and 8 hundredths? I would write 1 and 8 hundredths. Now, can you think of a number that goes into 8 and 100 evenly? They're both even, so I know 2 goes in evenly. If 2 goes in evenly, then I always try 4. Can 4 go into 8? Yes. Can 4 go into 100? Yes, because 4 quarters equals $1. So I can divide top and bottom by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 100 divided by 4 is 25. So my answer is 2/25, correct? Oh, no. What did I forget to do? Good, I forgot the 1. So it's 1 and 2/25. Okay, the last one, 35%. So let's change it to a decimal. 1, 2. So we have 0.35. And read that, 35 hundredths. So what could I divide by? It ends in a 5 and a 0, so I can divide by 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. So my answer is 7/20. Now let me point out something here. If you have 35% like this, percent's out of 100, so you could have put it 35 over 100 right away and skipped the decimal step in this case. So sometimes you can skip the decimal step. I could have skipped it here, 108 over 100, then I could have simplified that and turned it into a mixed number. So please know that you don't always have to change it to a decimal. You can change it to a fraction as well right away by putting percent over 100. Okay, that concludes our notes on our part 2 notes on fraction, decimal, percent conversions. I hope you have a great day.